Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. My name is Danny Burke. Your teenage years are supposed to be your formative years, where you figure out a little bit about who you are and what you want to do in life. Everything else can come later. Not for these teens though. This is the top 10 teenagers who made millions. Hey, different outfit. I just want to say before we get into this video really quickly, I want to thank GreatMiners for sponsoring this video. Now, I know that when I was at school, I often found the work quite overwhelming at times. It seemed like no matter how hard I tried, the mountain of assignments just kept piling up. It was really tough at times. I did enjoy my lessons. I could talk about the work in class. But when it came to getting it down on paper in those long essays, something wasn't really clicking. I guess I've always been more of a verbally expressive person. That's what I do for a job now. I prefer talking rather than writing. Later, I learned that many of my friends felt the same at school, and I wasn't alone. If you can relate to any of that, then you're not alone either. GreatMiners wants to help all of you who are at school so that you never have to feel like this again. GreatMiners gives quality services in writing works for students. Their team of writers and support team can help with all types of work, including essays, assignments, research papers, case studies, term papers, coursework, and dissertations. They can handle any quantity of work, but really pride themselves on the quality. They promise 100% customer satisfaction. One of the most useful offers I saw was a plagiarism check using Turnitin and SaferSign, so you know you're getting original work. Any questions can also be directed to their 24/7 support team, and you can even track the status of your work's completion. There's no hidden charges, they have student-friendly prices, and of course, a 100% money-back guarantee. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Ashley Quayle. In 2004, Ashley made whateverlife.com, a website that hosted pictures and graphics that you could use on your MySpace profile. Well, maybe not some of you guys who could be too young to remember how big MySpace really was. It was huge, and everyone wanted to stand out from the crowd with a unique looking profile. That's exactly what Ashley's site gave them. She made money from allowing advertisers to post on the page, and with the amount of people visiting her site, she made a lot of money. Ashley became a millionaire by the time she was 17. Number 9 now, we have Farah Gray. At the age of 6, Farah began selling homemade lotion and hand-painted rocks door to door in his neighborhood. He used the money from that to start his own food company for young people called Far Out Foods. At only 14 years old, he sold that company for $1.5 million, making him an overnight millionaire. I think when I was 14, I probably struggled to spell millionaire, never mind be one. Farah would then go on to become the youngest person to ever own a Wall Street office, and by age 20, he had released his first book detailing the 9 steps to get rich inside and out. Next up at number 8 now, we have Renan Agranov. In 2013, at just 13 years old, Renan launched Hoop Swag, a custom sock company. The idea came from seeing other kids at his high school basketball games all wearing expensive Nike socks, but always very plain ones. He came up with the idea to print designs on them, ending up with over 200 designs in total, all created by him. Over the next few years, the company took off with online orders. Renan started shipping the socks out of his garage, but soon had to buy a whole warehouse just to store them. He also employed 17 other part-time staff, as well as his own mother, who worked full-time for him. 4 years later, in April 2017, it was reported that Brennan's company was pulling in over $1 million this way. At the number 7 spot now, we have John Kuhn. This Chinese-American entrepreneur started his first business in 1998 at the age of 15. He would import car tuning accessories from Asia and then sell them on in America. The following year, he was importing whole custom body kits, rims, and stereo systems, to name but a few. His business became one of the main suppliers for the huge TV show Pimp My Ride. John was a millionaire by the time he was 16. He went on to buy a number of different fashion brands, including one from Jay-Z. By 30 years old, he was even said to be a billionaire. Next up at number 6 now, we have Sean Belnix. The story goes that in 2001, at the age of 14, Sean Belnix locked himself in his bedroom and emerged 3 days later having created bizchair.com, a website for selling office chairs. He started out with just $500 invested into the company. In 2004, he moved the business into a warehouse. 5 years later, it had grown to over 700,000 square feet, and BizChair was pulling in tens of millions of dollars a year in sales. Sean said that other than a fancy car, he hasn't really splurged much of the millions he's made. Alright, at number 5 now, we have Cameron Johnson. He started making money before he was even a teenager. Cameron's first business was made when he was just 9 years old, a greetings card company called Cheers and Tears. At age 12, he started selling Beanie Baby toys online, and by the following year, he had made $50,000, which he used to start his next business. First came game browser advertising software called surfingprizes.com. People would download it and then get paid 20 cents an hour to have ads appear at the top of their computer screens. It was a huge success. A few big deals later, and by the age of 15, Cameron was receiving monthly paychecks of up to $400,000, making him a teenage millionaire in just a few months. Okay, coming out number 4 now, we have Nick Lucio. In 2011, this 16-year-old from the UK designed an app used to condense long web articles into smaller, easier to read chunks. At first, he received $300,000 in funding from investors around the world, which then increased to $1 million the following year, to be the youngest person ever to receive venture capital funding. Alright, moving on to number 3 now, guys. We have Emily Matson and Julianne Goldmark. These are the two owners of MEJ, a hair accessory business that they founded in 2008 at the age of 13. They started out making inexpensive versions of hair accessories that they saw their favorite TV and fashion celebrities wearing. At first, it was just a hobby for them and their friends, but quickly grew into a large-scale business. A big breakout success for them was when Jennifer Aniston wore one of their hair ties to a red carpet event. The company now employs over 25 people in a large LA office and has an estimated profit turnover of $10 million a year. The girls were already millionaires by the time they went to university at age 18. Okay, coming out number 2 now, we have Adam Hilditch. In 1999, at the age of 14, Adam started the social networking site Dubbit with 6 of his friends. By 2005, when Adam was 19, the company was worth more than $3.7 million, making him one of the richest self-made teenagers in the world. He went on to found Crisp Thinking, a software program for protecting people from online harassment. By 2012, he had an estimated net worth of $38 million and was said to be the 23rd richest young person in the UK. And finally at number 1 now, we have Robert Ney. At the age of 14, this kid from Utah developed Bubble Ball, an extremely popular mobile puzzle game. He taught himself how to code the game in his local library and then spent a month writing the 4,000 lines of code that it needed. The game was downloaded millions of times from the Apple iTunes store in just the first 2 weeks of its launch in 2010, earning Robert over $2 million. He was still only 14 years old. He used that money to found Ney Games, who continue to make smartphone puzzle games to this day. Well guys, how did that all make you feel? Obviously, money isn't everything in life. I don't need to tell you guys that. Obviously, it's really not. Teenagers have a lot more to focus on than just making money, but it's still kind of fascinating hearing these stories. Would you guys like a part 2 to hear some more? I'm back. Different outfit again. Thanks again to GreatMiners for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to go and check out their site using the link in the description box below. My name is Danny Burke. Thank you as always for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.